Today's the morning of Wednesday, August 19th, the beginning of the fourth week of racing here at Saratoga Racecourse 2009. If this meet of 2009 is going to have any punch, it really hinges on one superstar horse, and that's obviously Rachel Alexandra and what her connections choose for her in the next few weeks. If Rachel Alexandra goes and if the connections choose to put her up against older males in the Woodward Stakes, it would be a boon for Saratoga and the meet. Certainly as a story, as a filly going up against older males, could certainly generate national interest and would extend interest in the Saratoga meet through the last weekend, which would be fantastic for racing as far as we're concerned up here in Saratoga Springs. Also, if the connections choose the Travers Stakes and she goes up against a previously unmet colt in Quality Road, who's shown just tremendous ability earlier in the meet at Saratoga, that would be a boon for racing at Saratoga Racecourse. However, if the connections choose to beat up on the fillies in the Alabama or face older mares in the Personal Ensign or choose the Pennsylvania Derby, obviously that's not going to generate the same kind of interest. If Rachel Alexandra races, certainly there will be interest in actually seeing her run, but it won't be a national story unless she meets older males or the colts once again. Also midway through the season here, we see Roselli Ofer in the handicapping challenge, which takes the stakes race of the day on Saturday, and asks Roselli to pick the winner. He hasn't done it yet, so we'll see if Roselli can pick it up in the second half of the season. And on that note, we'll turn it over to Roselli to handicap the Adirondack midweek here, a midweek stake. And Roselli's done quite well during the week, so let's see what he has to say.
Wednesday's feature is the Adirondack. It's a grade 2 for 2-year-old fillies, $150,000. They're going 6.5 furlongs. And here we see a variation on an angle that we've looked at a few times during this meet, the uncoupled trainer entry. The variation here is that both ends of the Steve Asmussen entry in this race seem to have about an equal chance to win. It's just a matter of your taste, whether you like a horse that comes out of a stake at Calder or a horse that comes out of a restricted stake in Texas. I think that of the two fillies, Dashing Debbie, she's the one on the rail. She's just bought by Jess Jackson, moved to Steve Asmussen off a spectacular debut at Calder. She debuted in a stakes race and won by more than 10 lengths. She has speed. She has the rail. The only knock I can find on her, and it's a serious one really, is that her come-home time, her final eighth, was a little on the slow side, or more than a little on the slow side. It was downright slow. Camille's Appeal is the other Asmussen horse. She closed 4 wide, made a nice move, the kind of move that makes you think she can stretch out. She won a stallion stake in Texas. She's by valid expectation. She's not by some obscure sire. So she was also earlier trained by Mike Stidham, who is a trainer with a tremendous reputation in the Midwest on the circuit there. So you know her early career has been done right. I think she has some upside here. I'm not going to discount either of these horses for winning on a more minor circuit against horses who probably couldn't warm these fillies up. There are a few others who, again, merit some mention and have some appeal. Beautician is one that I think will take a lot of money because she did things that 2-year-old fillies aren't supposed to do. She overcame trouble during the race. She made a nice middle move in the Schuylerville. And she's trained by Ken McPeak, who's always has a good meet here, and Kent DeSormo is up. So the connections are solid. I'm going to downrate her a little bit because she's not because of any lack of ability, but simply because she's going to get a lot of notoriety for all the trouble she overcame in the Schuylerville. So consistency is not the biggest quality that you will find in 2-year-old fillies. So let's see her do it again. Sassy Image is another one. This is a horse I think has the most upside in here, is one that I think is the value play. She lost her debut to Beautician. And she then broke her maiden via a nice stalking trip. Showed a little bit of maturity in that. But most of all, she came home in good time. She's been working really well here at Saratoga. And she gets Edgar Prado. So I think that outside post is going to allow her to get a good stalking trip again. One horse that I am not going to be on is Decelerator. She was classy looking, winning her debut. She stumbled into Schuylerville, looks like a good excuse, but to me, her name does seem to indicate what she does, which is decelerate. She's been slow late in her races. I don't think the extra 16th here is going to help her and, let other people play her and boost the value of the other entrants in here.